Drake is one of the most successful and influential artists of our time. But was he really on the same level as Michael Jackson? Over the years, it seemed like Drake believed he had reached that rarefied air. But how delusional was he in thinking he could walk in the same shoes as MJ? In this video, we're going to dive into Drake's mindset, his actions, and how he tried to position himself as the next Michael Jackson, right down to his 2024 lawsuit against Universal Music Group, which he tried to frame as a modern-day battle for artistic freedom. Spoiler alert, it didn't go exactly as planned. Drake's journey from TV star to rap sensation is well documented, but as his career skyrocketed, something changed. Around 2015, Drake began to really believe he was in the same category as the legends. He wasn't just a rapper, he was the king of the culture, the face of the modern music scene. Success was stacking up for Drake. He had hits, he had the chart toppers, the accolades, the viral moments. He wasn't just winning, he was dominating. But as his influence grew, so did his sense of self-importance. And that's where things started to get a little delusional. Enter the Meek Mill beef. In 2015, Drake went to war with Meek Mill, a fellow rapper, over accusations of ghostwriting. But the real issue here wasn't just a feud, it was how Drake framed the conflict. In his eyes, this wasn't just a rap beef, it was a battle for the throne. Drake saw himself as a king, fighting for his crown, and his actions mirrored something much bigger than rap. He started positioning himself as a cultural force, just like Michael Jackson before him. Drake didn't just want to beat Meek Mill, he wanted to embarrass him. He wanted to prove that, just like MJ, he could hold the spotlight no matter who came for him. The problem, Drake wasn't ready for the backlash. While Michael Jackson's beefs with other artists, like Prince, were always framed within the context of his larger-than-life persona, Drake's beefs felt more petty. He was positioning himself as the undisputed king, but he was fighting for the throne in a way that came off as insecure, not legendary. Let's talk about the ghostwriting accusations. The Meek Mill beef exposed a crack in Drake's armor, a revelation that not everything he wrote was entirely his own. Michael Jackson, on the other hand, had to battle through serious scrutiny over his talent, but his music was always seen as his own. No questions asked. MJ wasn't worrying about his pen. He was worried about his art and his message. Drake, he became obsessed with being perfect, not just as an artist, but as the biggest name in music. In a way, the accusations against him shook Drake's foundation. For someone who was convinced he was on the level of Michael Jackson, being questioned about his authenticity hit hard. Suddenly, Drake wasn't just defending his music, he was defending his legacy. But in doing so, he started to sound less like a visionary and more like someone trying too hard to cement his place as the GOAT. Now, let's fast forward to 2024. Drake, once again, found himself at the center of a major legal battle, this time suing Universal Music Group, one of the largest record labels in the world. But here's where things get interesting. Drake tried to frame his lawsuit in a way that directly mirrored Michael Jackson's famous battle with Sony in the 1990s. In the early 90s, Michael Jackson famously took on Sony, accusing them of being a corrupt system that controlled his art and his career. He was fighting for more than just financial freedom. He was fighting for his creative autonomy. Fast forward to 2024, and Drake, embroiled in his own legal disputes, seemed to position his case as a fight for artistic freedom in much the same way. But there's a huge difference. Michael Jackson's battle with Sony was about a broader systemic issue, one that involved a larger fight for fairness in the music industry. Drake's lawsuit, it was about his own personal grievances, not a crusade for the rights of all artists. Drake wasn't taking on a corrupt system, he was challenging a deal that didn't go in his favor. His attempt to cast himself as a modern-day MJ, fighting the powers that be, just didn't carry the same weight. Michael Jackson's lawsuit was a statement about the music industry as a whole. Drake's, it was about his own business dealings, which made the comparison feel, frankly, a little out of place. So, was Drake really trying to be the next Michael Jackson? It sure seems that way. But while he had the accolades and the fame, he didn't have the legacy. Michael Jackson's reign was built on a mix of undeniable talent, groundbreaking music, and an almost mythical level of fame. Drake, on the other hand, was caught up in trying to prove himself, fighting battles that didn't quite elevate him the way he thought they would. In the end, Drake may never reach the heights of Michael Jackson, not because he isn't talented, but because the pursuit of that MJ-level status blinded him to what it truly meant to be a legend. Maybe this is the real lesson for all of us. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Luke 14, verse 11. What do you think? Did Drake try to mimic MJ's career, or was he just caught in the pressure of being the biggest artist? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of music and celebrity culture.